Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jaylee. This is JayLeesCorner. Child, Netflix has done it again. Okay, a toxic love story, a new documentary on Netflix that came out on July 22nd, and I watched it. It's about an hour and a half long, and I was like, "Girl, what is wrong with people? All y'all crazy, okay? All y'all need Jesus, okay? Everybody guilty of something, okay? But look, we're gonna get into this quick recap review of the Netflix documentary, A Toxic Love Story, starring Eeny, Meeny, Miny, and Mo, okay? Y'all know to do a couple of things for me. First, to like this video, subscribe to my channel, share this video as well. You can follow me on social media at JayLeesCorner on IG, Twitter, and TikTok. And comment in the comment section and hype up this video. Now I'm around here, child. Hey, it's Sunday. Y'all get this on Monday though, okay? It's currently Sunday evening. Y'all will get this on Monday morning, okay? We were live on Saturday. Go watch that. Just go watch any other video on my channel, okay? We be live during the week. Okay, so go watch the other content you have not seen so far, okay? But when I tell you, I was like, well, what is the video gonna be about? What is the story this time? The last one we watched was the maternal instincts one. That was crazy. This isn't as crazy, but still crazy nonetheless. I'm gonna need people to stop falling in love and being crazy. Okay, I'm gonna need folks to stop wanting to do things to give folks attention, and then because I was like, well, who guilty? Who did it? What's going on? Okay, so we have a story, right? Now I had the people around. Now look, this is a true story. It happened in 2016. Okay, I have all the major players, and look, I am upset. I could not find a good picture of Ian for nothing in the world. I'm gonna discuss that later, but I had to get these two pictures of Ian to use because there was no other like recent picture, no clear picture, just like old screenshots of old photos or whatever. Okay, but we have Michelle. Okay, Ian. Okay, Leslie. Okay, we and they are also Angela. They are the main people in the story. Okay, but we also have Jason. Okay, regular one-time Jason, and then two-time Jason over there, Jason H, who is the Department of Justice special agent. Okay, so let's just get into. Now look, I can't go piece by piece. I'm gonna give you my thoughts on what happened. Like I got my little notes. So this story happened in 2016. Okay, Ian was married. And Ian is a U.S. Marshal. Okay, Ian is a U.S. Marshal around here protecting and serving the people, and he's married to Angela. Okay, that's her down there. Okay, and yes, I also could not find a really good picture of her recently, but that's a good one because that's what she looks like. Okay, so Ian was married to Angela. They were only together like a total of maybe 8 months, I believe, what they said and whatnot. Now Leslie is Ian's good friend. Okay, and we know that we people have good friends, they be platonic friends, but sometimes the platonic friends, somebody want to bang the other person, somebody want to be with the other person, and they're willing to stay their friend to keep them in their orbits. Okay, but again, Leslie said, I don't love that man like that, my friend, and I just wish everybody would be honest about what happened, and people still lying. I said, including you, Leslie. I digress. Okay, now again, Ian is married to Angela. Angela's pregnant with twins. Okay. We then find out that Ian's ex girlfriend, Michelle, is stalking and harassing in a very toxic love way. She's harassing and stalking Ian, harassing and stalking Angela. Okay. Sending them crazy emails from some email address called Lilith. Okay. And Lilith was supposed to, I don't know, because I didn't read the Bible that much. I didn't read this part in the Bible. I read a lot in the Bible. I don't remember this. Lilith was supposedly Adam's first wife, child, and Lilith ain't ain't want to listen to Jesus and Adam, so they sent her out the Garden of Eden. Child made Eve. Okay, so Lilith is like the first woman who don't bend to the will of man, and she is the defiant and blah blah blah. Okay, I guess so. So we see that Ian and Angela had been receiving these crazy, stalkerish, harassing emails from someone named Lilith. Okay, Lilith is whatever. And like, who is this person talking about? Oh, Ian, you don't deserve nobody, and we can't stand you, Ian, and Angela, you ain't shit either, and you stole just all these crazy, crazy emails, basically threatening them. Okay, I'm paraphrasing, but it was threatening text, harassing text. Okay, so Ian, who's a U.S. Marshal, they call him the police. They're filing, charges. They're like, police, that she reading threats. Who could it be? Well, you know what? It can probably be my ex. You know, it's probably my ex girlfriend because Ian, who was Michelle, they met, fell in love, child. Oh, he's so perfect. He's so nice. He loved Disneyland because his daddy brought him all the time as a kid. So we dating and whatever. We then decide to move in together. We decide to buy a condo together. But Michelle put down a down payment for the condo, and Ian was gonna help pay it off and whatnot. Okay, girl, don't you ever use your money to put down payment on no house he should contribute to. Okay, if we meeting together in the middle means money. We need both our monies. Okay. Anyway, they bought a condo again. She used all her money for the down payment that she would be giving. I'm gonna give it back to you, girl. I digress. Okay. So they were dating, and she said, Ian was great, but then a little flip happened or whatever. He became a little controlling. I felt like he was trying to change me or whatever, but I was young and dumb, and I just thought it was cool that he wanted me to dress differently. He wanted me to wear fake nails. So he was kind of molding her into who he wanted to be. But she said he was kind of, obsessive. Okay, be calling me all the time. He put cameras in the house. It was weird. I never felt like I had a moment's peace. I always felt like somebody's watching me. His name is Ian. So I feel like Ian is always watching me because, again, Ian is a U.S. Marshal. We can watch whatever. So she ends up leaving Ian and they break up. And he stays in the house they bought together that she paid for. Okay. So there's this, issue about, is she pissed because I moved on? I'm in the house she paid for with what, a new woman. So he meets Angela. He meets Angela. Oh, we is in love. We like each other. We together. And then, oop, they quickly get married. Oop, then she pregnant. Okay, with twins. Lastly, the whole time, the friend saying, he wanted to be in a relationship. He's a great guy. He loved Angela, whatever. They was married, was get pregnant with twins. He was so happy, blah, blah, blah. And then he get these crazy messages from Michelle. Or who they thought was Michelle. Okay, we had to figure out who it was Michelle. So they think it's Michelle. So they like get they're complaining to the police. They get a restraining order that literally say, oh, I'll go give it to her. I'll serve her. For what? Girl, stop involving yourself. And she said every time Ian had an issue or every time Ian got a message or whatever, he would say, Leslie, girl, guess what? Leslie, because she's all involved. So when they think it's Michelle sending these mean, she was sending pictures of like dead bodies, child, all the crazy things, just threatening, harassing things. And we kept seeing body cam footage of every time, they would go around there. Okay? Body cam footage. Every time the police would go and talk to them, and they would just see, look at these texts. Look at these texts. Not texts, emails. Look at the emails from Lilith. We think it's her, blah, 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 blah. So for the most part, we kept seeing the body cam footage of every time the police showed up for them to talk to Ian and Angela about the Lilith email address that's harassing, stalking, and bothering them, and they think it's Michelle. Okay, they did not gave Michelle. They didn't serve her with a restraining order. Don't contact me, leave me alone, bitch. But they keep getting emails. And you see one body cam footage of Ian saying, "What's gonna have to happen for y'all to go arrest her? The bitch should be in jail. She's fucking crazy. Okay, the whole should be locked up forever and ever in 4 or 5 days. What has to happen for y'all?" They like, "Sir, it's just emails. She hasn't done anything." Okay, so we then find out again he's happy and in love with Angela. Again, married, baby on the way. They just piss up Michelle, keep fucking with them or whatever. It then says 3 years earlier, we then meet Jason. Dark haired Jason right here. Okay. Jason is Angela's ex boyfriend. Okay. They dated again back in 2013. And when they were dating, we seen Jason and his mama. Okay. And they met her, he was dating her, whatever. And then come to find out, Angela had cancer. So he like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you got cancer." She's like, "Yeah, it sucks, but I'm gonna go through treatment or whatever. It's fine." And and he said, "Well, I want to be with you. I'm gonna go to your appointments. I got your back, girl. Me, my mama, our friends, blah blah blah." She said, "No, you work a lot. Don't worry about it, sweetheart. Don't worry about it. I'll be okay." But cool. So he said, for the most part, again, this was in 2013. For the most part, he said she would go to her appointments herself, you know. But she started wearing, hats because she was losing her hair. She would get sick and from the chemo and all these things. And then his mama was like, when Andrew was complaining about how sick she was, how her hair was falling out, all these things, the mama cut her hair short, short, short in support of Angela, the cancer surviving warrior lady, and all these things. Okay. And she was sending them pictures of her at the doctor's office getting chemo. Sending pictures of the bag or whatever. Was sending pictures of like a port and all these things. And he said it was really, really weird because again, why won't you let me come with you to your appointments? He said, so one day she had an appointment. I said, "I'm coming. I don't care. I'm your boyfriend. I love you. You love me. We have family. I'm coming with you to this appointment." She said, "Cool." But she did not want him to come in the room with her for it. And he said, "Well, okay, fine. I'll just be in the lobby." He said, "But I'm looking around like, I've never been to an office for people who had cancer, but no one here looks like they got cancer or they going through like this. It's always weird." He said, so he then asked, like, he asked either a person waiting or maybe the front desk. I think the front desk. He said, I asked him, "What kind of cancer office, doctor's office is it? Like, what y'all do here?" And she said, "What? Well, I mean, that ain't what we do here." Come to find out, he some kind of way. I don't know if I can't if they. He found out. Well, no, she was going to get a mole removed. He said, "Not she not here for chemo cancer. Y'all don't do chemo cancer." You say, "No, we don't do chemo cancer here." And at one point, his mama, because again, they all will try to help her. Their whole village was supportive of her because she's fighting cancer. Okay, the mama then said at one point she would have a hat on because she was complaining about how much she lost her hair. But the mom cut her hair. The mom said, then I kept noticing sometimes that I would see her like rubbing the back of her head, and I thought it was her being nervous about losing her hair. She said, because I realized she's not rubbing her head, she's pushing her hair up in the hat because she has a lot of hair. The bitch ain't losing her hair. She said, the bitch got more hair than me. I said, girl. The mama then said, when I noticed that she really was not losing hair, but she would wear hats to make it seem like she's bald or make it seem like I don't have hair. She had to put her hair up in the hat. The mom said something ain't right. Something right. So mama said, I know she told me she gets chemo at this particular doctor's office, so I'm gonna call it and make it seem as if, hey, I gotta come pick up Tracy Altman. Yeah, Tracy's there having chemo. She wants me to come pick her up, but I don't know exactly where y'all are. What? How should I get there to pick up Tracy? They said, bitch, ain't no Tracy here. Now, they're not supposed to give out patient information, but they can say we don't know who that is. HIPAA protects actual patients. Meaning if you call the doctor's office and say, hey, I need Jane Doe's info, They can say we can't do that, but they can also say we don't have a patient here by that name. That's not breaking HIPAA because you're not giving out an actual patient's information. I don't know who that is. They're not a patient here. So I believe, and I think I'm right because I think I'm right. But again, the mama said, and they told her, hey, we don't have anyone here by the name, so I don't know what you're talking about. Are you sure? Because she told me. It's like, no. So the mom said, oh, it's a real funny shit. Put the hair hat thing, the wrong doctor's office where she ain't even there, and then Jason saying she had to get a mole removed. What? And he asked her, "What the fuck?" She's like, "Well, no, the mole can be cancerous, and it's a piece of this and that." And she kind of lied about it in some kind of way. And so they realized she lying. She's lying. They like because they live together. They like went through her stuff. They found like fake. They found no because the picture she was sending texts, pictures of her at the doctor's office. And he's like, I Googled like chemo cancer bag, and I was looking through the pictures. He said, and lo and behold, I kept looking and I found the exact picture that she sent me as if it was her. It was an old, because again, this is 2013. The picture was on Google or whatever search engine from someone else's cancer battle thing from 2010. But she was finding old pictures of other people's stuff and sending it to them as if it's her. He said, "This bitch lying. I'm upset. Mama, come help me pack her shit. She gotta go." That's how they found the fake, like fake oxygen mask or stuff she had in her possession to take pictures of herself to make it seem like she's at the doctor's office getting the same thing done. So again, back in 2013, Angela was a liar lying about cancer. And Jason and his mama. Jason had an intervention, bitch. They recorded it. It was on the documentary. Jason had a intervention. They invited Angela there because she was lying about having cancer and also lying about her being a lawyer. And they found out all that wasn't true. And she walked in like, hey, hey y'all, what's going on? He's like, yeah, have a seat. She's like, what's wrong? We're all here to address the monkey in the room. You're the monkey. Okay, I'm paraphrasing. But he said, we know you've been lying. You're not a lawyer. I am a lawyer. I have a law degree. I said, come on, Giselle Bryant. Not Giselle. What's the girl name? What's the fake doctor name? I don't know. The point is that you ain't no lawyer and you don't have cancer. And the mama like, yeah, where's your report? Sure. Because if you have cancer and going through chemo, there's a port that they put in your chest or they put on you so that when you get your chemo, it's easy to, plug it in and plug it out. So she's there, like wrapped up in a little sweater, a big ass hat, because a big ass hat make you feel like she balled under there. Okay? And where's your report? You're lying. The pictures you sent were fake, and this was fake, and the doctor said it. So they called out all the stuff to figure out that she does not have cancer. And when they said, okay, if you have cancer, cool, show us your report. If you have cancer, you've been going to chemo. If you've been going like recently, like you're in chemo now. If you're doing all of that, show us your report. Show us the report. And she said, "What's and you can tell at first she was trying to get out of it and trying to run, and they kind of stopped her. And so she took her jacket off, and it was like a bandage. They said, "No, let us see the port. Take off the bandage," and she wouldn't. And I'm like, "Cause she got cancer, girl." And so she escaped. And so again, we then figure out, oh, Ian with a crazy bitch. Cool. Well, technically two, Michelle and Angela. That's fine. So we have all that, right? Leslie and them is still like on inside. Leslie, Ian, and Angela still think it's Michelle doing all this shit. And they're upset because, well, why won't y'all arrest her? She's sending all these crazy texts. She's threatening this, she's threatening that. So the police like, well, she hasn't done anything. She was served with the PPO. Like, until she does something, we can't do anything. There was like measures like, oh, I'm gonna come find you when you walk your dog. You ain't safe, bitch. To all these threatening things, to where Amber Vince, Amber's pregnant with twins. Okay. I'm scared. I'm scared to go to work. I think I'm only saving the house. So we then see there's a message about I'm gonna have somebody come in your house and RAPE. I said, bitch, what? So Michelle is so crazy and deranged that she is sending emails from an account called Lilith because she's Lilith, and she's now threatening to have someone come rape, okay, come sexually assault a pregnant wife because she's pissed at Ian. And I'm like, oh, that bitch is crazy. Oh, that bitch is insane. Okay. So they tell the police, hey, she sent this email, this threat. We then see that they interview because a man, he was anonymous, of course, but the man said, yeah, I was on the Craigslist looking for sex, and I put out an ad. Hold on, what ad at y'all? I put an ad out for RIPE fantasy. I said, girl, what? What? Now, why would you? Now, look. Let me focus. I don't knock anyone's kink. I don't. I think a lot of things get people aroused. I don't know how that can arouse someone. I get you like to be. I get with your man, my man. Come take it. I get that. I like that too. Okay. I can imagine placing an ad asking strangers, hey, my fantasy, I'm a RAP fantasy person. So this man, we'll call him Ryan. Okay. Ryan posted this ad on Craigslist in LA, okay, for casual encounters. Now, Ralph, I'm gonna keep it, isn't it? Ralph? Whatever, the man. He said, look, I, at that time, because again, he was in the documentary. I said, bitch, how he get here? Okay. He said the time I was a single father, I didn't have time to like date. So for sex, I would place ads on Craigslist for casual encounters, and I would put out whatever my fantasy was. I'm looking for women who have fantasies about being raped or forced to perform. I've done this before with a couple of ex girlfriends and found it very intense and exciting. We would agree on the limit before meeting, and we could meet at a safe location, like a hotel. I'm a clean cut professional, sane, fit, drug, disease free, with a dominant side who loves submissive women in general. So if you're looking to explore this fantasy, send me a note and let's talk. And again, this is just sex play. I'm into the sex part only, not into pain or violence. Women only, please. Now again, at least he said, hey, no violence, no pain. I guess that's a good thing. I don't know. And he also said the reason he came to do the documentary but did not want to show his face because he said, I just don't want anyone judging me based on my sexual fantasies, my kink. I said, I guess I get it. But I'm like, girl, not today. Anyway, so as as we see, you know, Ian and Michelle saying, "Oh my God, you never got these messages from these people. These people, she gonna send someone to rape my wife. I can't believe it." And we then, see what the thing was, okay, and we then find out, oh, someone asked the ad, he's gonna come to the house. I said, "Girl, what the fuck is going on? What is going on?" Okay, I can't believe it. And so we then see a scene of Ian at his door. His martial badge is out. His gun is drawn, and it's on body cam footage, right? Because he was like, "I'm a U.S. Marshal, and I've gotten an email threat from someone, so I am so threatened. I have my badge out and my gun. I'm a marshal, so I got to shoot to kill." Okay. He said again, "What the fuck does that have to happen? They're threatening for someone to grape my wife. What the okay." Nothing happens because Ralph, the man, whatever name is. Ralph was like, I was going to the house. He said, she answered the ad, and I made sure to talk to her. I did a phone voice. I said I didn't want. I have to talk to someone on the phone. I can't just be an email back and forth. I had to be sure because Michelle emailed back saying, "Yeah, I want to be great. Yep, this is my address. This is me." And she sent pictures of the wife. "Come to the address tonight and grade me. You coming tonight? If you coming?" He said, "I have to do a voice verification to be sure she really wants this." So again, he had to call me. "Hey, yeah, this is Lilith. I want the grape. Come to 1245 Sycamore Lane and get it. Out the door will be unlocked. The gate will be unlocked. Come take it." And so he's like, "I'm on the way, bitch. I'm on the way." He said, but he pulled up and got there. He said, and then when I seen the address or like the code, it said Ian and another name. He said, well, hold up. I left. He said, because I don't have time for a wife trying to have me rape her and her husband. I ain't got time. So this is not what I signed. And again, I said, I guess that's a good thing because at least he's like, it's supposed to be just for sex and not nothing else. And again, if you do show up someone's house and they have a husband on the gate, yeah, it may be something different. So he left and never raped her. Okay, but a threat nonetheless. So again, Ian's still upset with the police. Why won't y'all arrest Michelle? She's crazy. Okay, she's insane. And nothing had happened. Then 911 call from Michelle. I'm from France. Oh my God. Somebody come and they grab me from behind and they gonna grape me. They told me, now it's time for you to get graped, okay? And they push my head into the wall and push my makeup up, and I'm so upset. And that's where this photo of her comes from. Because the police showed up because now someone tried to assault her. Okay. Michelle then sent a graper to the house to grape Angela. And she's pissed at Ian. Okay, Ian again is a U.S. Marshal, gun drawn. I'm upset, and I told y'all before, Michelle should be arrested. Y'all ain't listening. Now what happened? Now my wife was assaulted by some man who ran off or whatever. But again, it was an attempted assault. Okay, so now the police like, okay, cool. She did something. Now we can arrest her. So the police go in there and arrest Michelle. I said, oh my God, Michelle, your picture is crazy. Michelle spent 88 days in jail. Okay. In those 88 days, a couple things happened. Now, the whole time, Leslie, the friend, is so supportive of Ian and Angela. Jason told us Angela's a whole liar out here. We haven't heard much from Michelle besides I was with Ian. I helped him buy the condo. We broke up, and then he was controlling me and stalking me a little bit or whatever. He would call me incessantly or whatever, so much so that I kind of went crazy, and now I'm arrested. Now Michelle admits I did send the messages. I said, "Bitch, why?" And she said, "I don't know why I sent it. I don't know. I was just so confused. I felt like it was an out of body experience or whatever." So again, Michelle is arrested, cool, fine, and whatever. Then Leslie said it's 2 a.m. I get a phone call, and I was scared because who called at 2 a.m.? She said, I got a phone call from Ian saying the babies are alive. And she's like, what the fuck you mean? What do you mean? He said, she's not pregnant. What do you mean? Turns out, for some reason, I forgot what happened, but Ian realized the ultrasound picture that she had been using was fake. He found it on Google. The same way that Jason found the chemo bag stuff, Ian found it too. Okay, wait, pause. I want to say something else about something else. The whole grape thing. When the police came there talking to Ian and asked about the grape thing, Ian said, I talked to the guy who Michelle set up to come grape my wife. And they said, what you mean? He said, well, I went on the Craigslist site and I just looked up, I did a little search for who want to be a graper. And he said, I found this person. And he said, oh yeah, I was the one. She told me to come over there. So Ian, talking to the police, told them he talked to the graper. He talked to the attempted graper, and who told him, the little person told me to come and do it. Which is why they said it was Michelle and all that. I forgot to mention that Ian talked to via email the guy and told the police that. Cool, fine. Later on, okay, Ian and Angela's beefing because he's now found out she's not pregnant for real. And when he confronts her about her not being pregnant, she leaves. The same way she did with the cancer. I'm exposed. I'm leaving. He and Letty then goes to the police again because now they're like, wait a minute, if she lied about the pregnancy, how do we know that she even got these emails? How do we not know the email that she said came from Michelle really came from her? I said, bitch, we don't know. So Ian and Letty is looking through her stuff, the house. They find the pregnancy test that they say she used a blue marker and just marked a blue line to make it seem that she was pregnant, and she really wasn't. So they found all these things, whatever, to prove that she was not really pregnant. And now they're thinking, well, hell, Michelle been in jail at this point 80 days. Maybe she's innocent. Maybe she didn't do it. Because again, if Angela was able to lie about being pregnant, how do we not know if Angela was also lying about getting these emails and just making it seem like my ex is stalking us because she's crazy? I said, oh bitch. I knew something was up. I just did not know who. Okay. So the police then do some searching, some digging, and they found out about her ex who said she did not have cancer. So the police asked her, like, do you know a Jason? Well, yes, my ex. Okay, did you ever lie about having cancer? Well, no, there was I had to have some moles or some cancerous cells removed, and it was a bit confused and blah, blah, blah. What about the pregnancy, the twins? Those right, wrong, or different? So Angela is caught up in her lies, okay? But the police now feel like, oh, you lied to us about the attempted rape of you, okay? When you called us and said, oh, they came and tried to get me, they knocked me. So they're like, you lied about that happening because you full of shit, okay? It wasn't really a thing. So Angela admits, I mean, yeah, I've been lying. I haven't been honest. And so Angela actually is arrested. Now Michelle gets out because Ian and Leslie told the police, we don't think Michelle did it. We think Angela set it all up. Okay? And because we think she set it all up, we really feel as if Angela is the culprit and she tried all this to get my attention to move me. I don't know why she would do that. I loved it. She crazy. This bitch crazy, daddy, okay? It was not. Okay? And so Michelle gets out. Angela is arrested. Okay? She was arrested in 2017, so a year after all this stuff happened. Angela was found guilty of false imprisonment, of fraud, and false reports of a crime. She did 5 years in jail for the fake crime of being assaulted by someone that was not true. I guess fraud in general. Okay, a fake pregnancy or whatever. And then I don't know what the false imprisonment is, but I'm leaving that be. But again, Angela went to prison for 5 years over this shit. Now, even when he found out she was not really pregnant and she like left and disappeared for some time or whatever, they have voice of him calling her consistently. Hey, I'm calling. I know you. I'm pissed at you, but I must love you. Is you okay? So even though he knows she was a liar and crazy person, he still kept calling her a whole bunch. I'm like, that means he crazy too. What the fuck? Okay. So Angela's now locked up. Innocent, I guess it was Angela, it wasn't Michelle. But Michelle has now been in jail for 88. She did 88 days in jail. Her parents said we knew she was innocent, but we lost like businesses based on folks not wanting to work with us because your daughter is out here sending people to rape a pregnant lady. Okay, so all this should happen in a 3 months time span of Michelle being locked up, and she gets out. She's pissed. Like, what the fuck? I mean, what the hell? You know, everyone keeps talking about me. At first, I was a crazy ex. Now she's a crazy ex. Why isn't anybody talking about Ian? I said that's true because in the part that made me think that's true, there are no pictures beside like these two of Ian. It's only those two, and then the couple of still shots of them from body cam. But I'm like, you mean to tell me y'all have pictures of Angela and of Melissa, But why is there no picture of Ian? Okay. And so Melissa saying it pissed me off that everyone's focused on me being a crazy bitch and being a crazy bitch, but no one's questioning the man in the middle. Okay, that's some bullshit. So again, Michelle is out of jail. Angela is arrested. Leslie still is on Ian's side because she Leslie is in love with that man, and he just want to fuck her. That's what it is. I digress. Because Ian is a U.S. Marshal, by law, okay, if you are a U.S. Marshal, you are involved in all this kind of shit, they have to investigate you and the situation to be sure you're not compromised. Walk in Jason H., the DOJ special agent. He was like, because he's a U.S. Marshal, we had to investigate. This to cross our T's and dot our I's. He said, so I talked to Leslie, and she was like, oh, Ian's the best. We love us some Ian. Okay. Angela, when was in prison, whatever. He said, I talked to Michelle. He said, we also requested all of the body cam footage, all of the interviews, so we can just get a clear indication of what happened and blah, blah, blah. Mainly, we had to make sure that Ian never used his authority as a U.S. Marshal to do anything wrong. And Jason, the special agent, was like, I was watching the body cam footage and just listening to the interviews, and shit was weird. He said, I would see them talking on the body cam footage, and I felt like Angela was getting information from Ian. Like he was feeding her information, said like if she forgot something, oh no, remember? So he like it felt like it was a weird feeling. He said also when he was the whole allegation of the guy was gonna come to the house and rape my wife, he's making it seem as if he's so scared, badge on, gun out. Okay. He also said because at one point Ian told the police, well, because I talked to the guy who was coming to rape my wife, and I told the guy, hey, the door is open, the gate is unlocked. Who unlocked the shit when the grape was on the way? He said also not only that, I don't even get. He said we pulled his work laptop, all his devices. He was like, and when we looked at it, he didn't look through 15 pages of rapers on Craigslist. He went and looked at the one. How do you go on Craigslist and look up graper and you happen to find the one graper fantasier who gonna come grape your wife? How? That doesn't happen because the stuff just did not. And I said that's true. Because I was like, how the fuck? Because again, on the show, we just hear him mention he talked to the guy. I'm like, how the fuck he talk to him? I'm like, that don't make no sense. But I'm let it go. But he said, but the agent said we thought like, yeah, how would he find the one fantasy graper on Craigslist in one fell swoop? And enough so to talk to him. He said then we did some more did some more digging. He sent an email to the graper, okay, asking, you coming over tonight? He said he sent it thinking he was under the Lilith email. He wasn't. He was under his own email. He said we also looked at his computer, okay, and even though he had wiped stuff clean, people don't know you need traces of everything. And in the deep dive of his computer, they found remnants, little pieces of information that showed he made the Lilith email. He made the Lilith account on his work computer. Now he deleted shit. He did not know the traces were still there. I said, bitch, what? Hold up. So it wasn't Michelle. It was Ian and Angela? Because again, Michelle admitted to sending 2 emails, as we find out later. Angela agreed that she did make up the lie that she got attacked. Ian made the goddamn Lilith email address. Ian was in contact with the damn graper. I said, oh, what? And the guy said, and because Ian used, because every time you see the body cam footage of him talking, he would say, I'm a U.S. Marshal. I'm a Marshal. So he kept using his job as a way of, hey, I'm a cop. Take me serious. I was like, bitch, what? And I said, is that why I don't ever see Ian stuff? Because there's no good picture of Ian. I was like, oh my God. And so Jason, special agent, said, we then realized Ian was the villain. Ian was Lilith. He then said, when I went and talked to Michelle, she shed so much light because no one listened to her because Ian, as the U.S. Marshal, kept on saying, my girl, she's crazy. So no one took Michelle seriously because the U.S. Marshal, Ian, kept on saying, no, she did it. It's her. She's guilty. Michelle then said Ian was like crazy. You know what I'm saying? He was controlling. He was obsessive. He always wanted to know what she was. He was always watching her, whatever, recording her and everything. And she said, because I was young back then, I was really, really young, and it was little EDB thing like, oh, wear this dress. I want this, I want that. Um, at one point, he said, I wanna watch. I want you to fuck another man. I want to watch. And she said, I don't want to, but she did it anyway because I don't know. If I give in a little bit, maybe I'll do it. So it's like it was all these little things he would do to make her do what he wanted her to do. And she said at one point she's like, I can't take it anymore. And so she left all her devices at home, and she did send those 2 emails saying, "God gonna get you." Okay, you crazy because she left him and he called her like 1,000 times, calling, messaging, all this shit. And so she said it was a build up of this all of the him suffocating her. And she's like, I had him in a break. I sent 2 crazy emails, but to him, that's it. And because she sent those 2 to him, he then piggybacked off those, made the little thing, and then bop, 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 bop. And I said, well, but Michelle, where was you at? She then said, after I sent those 2 emails, I left. I left my phones all to at home because he can track me, and I did not want him to track me. And so I like left. I don't recall what happened. I woke up in the desert, and some like Native American people found me and like took me to a hospital because he had a full mental breakdown. And so while all this is happening with the emails, all this shit, she over there in the hospital. And she then gets home, and when they say, well, hey, you did the thing, she's like, well, damn, I must have did it because I was crazy. And because she had no memory of what happened, she assumed I did send the messages, but she did not know about all the other shit. So she's in jail for 3 fucking months because the police believed in the U.S. Marshal and never listened to Michelle complain about, well, no, I didn't do all of this shit. I did these 2 things. And so she stayed in jail for 3 months for nothing. So the agent guy said, I believe you. Based on her testimony, the fact that she was in the hospital and all the evidence on Ian's computer. Bitch. Again, Angela was arrested in 2017. Angela went to jail in 2017. She did 5 years. Ian was then arrested. Hold on, when was he arrested? Ian was arrested in 2021, I believe. He was sentenced in 2023 because they found he had 10 years. He was found guilty of the because the guy said Ian used his position as a U.S. Marshal to force the police to not only arrest Michelle, but then to arrest Angela. When the whole time he was the one doing the shit because he was pissed at Michelle for leaving him. And because when Michelle left him, and because Michelle was the one who paid for the house, he needed her out the way to keep the fucking condo. Because while Michelle was in jail for those 90 days, he sold the goddamn condo and never gave her back her money. I said, girl. So the whole time it was Ian, bitch. Ian was the villain. Okay, Ian was pissed that the person who he controlled, Michelle, left him. Okay, left him and cut him off because again, she's somewhere having a mental breakdown based on what he had already done to her. Okay, and they was like he was just trying to control her again. They still feel like he probably made Angela do something, but Angela lied on her own. It just so happened her lie cut up with her first. But they still felt like Ian was the mastermind, okay? And Michelle said, I'm pissed. No one listened to me. Like they would not listen to me at all. And I sat in jail for 3 fucking months for no reason because he's a man. And she was now Michelle then sued the police department and got a good settlement. They didn't say how much it was, but a good again. She did 3 months in jail after having a breakdown, and I think her parents suffered stuff too because of the it was on the news in Cali. So she sued them because again, there was enough evidence showing it's Ian. When the agent guy said the fact that he's on camera with the police saying, I called the graper. Why did no one ask? Well, how the fuck did you come? How did you do that? The fact they never investigated anything that was suspicious about Ian's accusations. Because he was saying, I'm a marshal. So you know I'm not lying. I'm a marshal. Someone's up, you know what I'm saying? And so I was like, girl, but I'm like, now Angela declined to be interviewed because she's out now. She declined to be interviewed. Ian is in prison. He got 10 years. Now Leslie was like, I'm still team Ian. I think he's innocent. I knew he would not plead guilty because he pled not guilty but got found guilty anyway. It's like I knew he would plead not guilty. I knew he would not want to be, looked at this or that. He's a great person. I would love him forever. And I know folks say I must love him and want to be with him, but I don't. Yes, you do. Leslie, there is enough evidence, even the simple fact that the list of accounts were created on his computer. How did he contact the rapist? He emailed the rapist from his email address on his computer. Angela admitted she never was attacked because it was Michelle was like, I never did any of it. So all of the threatening emails came from Ian and or Angela, and then the reason they pushed the Graper thing because they kept saying what has to happen for y'all to arrest her, and they kept on saying, well, she hasn't done anything, nothing has happened, and then oh, someone ran up and grabbed Angela, and that's what got her arrested, and that's when it's said, oh, now we good. So even the way he would complain and talk about her in the body cam footage, that bitch is crazy, and I'm like, and it wasn't true. And I said, and the main reason I said no, because I can't get a good picture of him. This is him. Okay, that's him. The beard or whatever, I don't know. Because even in that picture here, like that picture from this blue shot right here, he looked different in that picture than this one right here. And I'm like, there's no clear picture of him except this one. I said, I'm gonna use this one. Because if y'all come across that man once, because he gets out in 10 years. He gets out in 10 of them years. And once he out, bitch, it says Ian was dismissed by the U.S. Marshals in 2023. He played. Hold on. He played. I gotta put on mute. Sound. He played. Pause. Ian was dismissed by the U.S. Marshals in 2023. He pleaded not guilty to all charges brought against him, but was convicted on stalking, perjury, and obstruction of justice because he was a marshal using his badge to get 2 women arrested. He's doing 10 years in federal prison in Texas. Girl, now Angela moved out of the state. Because this all happened in Cali. And they said when she got out, she left California. Well, I mean, of course, you've been lying your whole life, okay? And Levy's still sitting around there. I will forever be in love. No, she ain't said that. I will forever be supportive of Ian. He's a great person, and people are lying on him, and it ain't true. And I wish for girl. Now, do I again? Michelle admitted I sent those 2 emails because I was pissed off at him. I did. I didn't hire no rapists. I didn't send no crazy Lilith decapitated pictures to them. I didn't do any of that shit. That wasn't me at all. Okay, so that you know what I'm saying. Angela, of course, admitted she lied about this and that or whatever. But Ian was off because Ian first blamed Michelle and then blamed Angela, but kept calling Angela even after he said she did. Girl, a fucking mess, bitch. And the whole time they in the house just talking. Yeah, see, she emailed us on this day and on that day. Oh, remember? And I emailed the great girl. Not you emailed the great bird. Not you emailed the great girl. Again, he crazy. And she is too. Now, Angela, who was now fake cancer and a twin pregnancy, is crazy too. Okay, so if you come across Angela, run. Okay, but I said, girl, a toxic love story for the ages, because it's like, who was more crazy? Was it Angela, who lied about being pregnant and having cancer? Angela, who also went along with the shit the whole time? Again, Angela went along with whatever Ian told her was going on. And the body cam footage does make it seem as if he would feed her information. And she's that person who likes attention because she faked chemo, she faked cancer, and she's faking a pregnancy because she wants attention. Child. It would also make sense for her to fake being harassed for attention. Ian ass is in prison, child. Go to jail. Go directly to jail. Do not collect $20. Do not pass go. Okay. Anyway, y'all, that is all I have for this good old Netflix documentary, A Toxic Love Story. Again, girl, look, Deceitful Lies, Delusional, Love Gone Wrong. Okay. I hope I've enjoyed. Do not forget to like the video, subscribe to my channel. Okay. Share it as well. Comment in the comment section. And I will talk to y'all later on. I gotta go. Bye.